called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
Well, I guess. I think it should be Dr. Parker, but...
It's called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
Now that we're recording,
Oh.
how's the boat?
So basically the boat is what's going on. I flew down to Texas and I made a whole list of things that need to be done on it, because what we did was we bought a 24-foot pontoon, right? And my goal is to put a sun deck on it, which is that second level. And we're going to put a water slide down the back, right?
All right.
So it did not have any of the front seats at all, like the front two seats you normally have up there. It had a back seat that needed reupholstered. The command center for the captain needed all the electronics put in it and a new captain seat. But it had the extended back end that I need to put like a lay down bed thing, like right on the back of the back seat with and then extend out to where the slide drops off over the back of the motor, right?
Right on.
Oh, for what I paid for it, it's great. It really is. And we got a working trailer for the same amount of money. And then my friend was talking to the guy, right, that was selling it. And he's like, well, I can take $500 off of it, off the sale, or you can pay me $500 for the $2,000 sound system that I just put in it. Well, I have to move the speakers. I have to move some of the speakers when I put on the second deck, but it came with a $2,000 sound system.
Yeah.
And I have, those ground lights that you put under my Jeep. Like,
Yes.
I'm going to put those inside of, because I have extra, and I'm going to put those inside of the second deck.
Nice.
So basically, you're going to have a floating party barge that has a water slide, a great kick-ass stereo system, and a captain to drive your drunk asses around.
That's
if you want, because I'm probably going to put GoPros in it, I'll sell you the SD cards from the GoPro so you can have a memorabilia of your trip.
well, that's a positive negative at the same time, because I'm sure there's a lot of trips people are not going to want to remember.
Then I won't put the SD cards in. See what I'm saying?
Oh,
if you tell me that you want a memory of you guys going out on the boat, I pop in SD cards and I turn the GoPros on. If you say no SD cards, no recording.
Maybe you should do it the opposite and charge them money to not put in the SD card.
Yeah, see, then we get into legal problems that I don't really think I'm equipped for with my budget.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, if I sell enough on the internet, you never know. But no, that's not going to happen. I'm just saying. That's, believe it or not, that conversation that you just brought up right there, I just had to have with my uncle at Easter. He's like, you need to put cameras on the boat. I'm like, it's like putting cameras in the bathroom. I'm not quite sure that people want themselves recorded when they're doing stupid shit.
Right.
That's just how I look at it. I know how I'd feel. Now, if I know the cameras are rolling and it's a family get together, you're bringing your kids out to go down the water slide and have fun as a family outing,
Probably going to be fine.
I guarantee you I can sell you an SD card with all your memories on it. That's great.
Yeah.
You pay me $40. I don't even know how much SD cards are, but I'm guessing $40
Next to
is
nothing.
around $40 for 2 SD cards full of us or 3 or whatever, however many GoPros I put on, of you guys having fun that you can make videos and pictures and whatever you want out of it. People are going to pay that, and it's great. But I'm not going to put it on a bachelor party. I'm not going to put it on girls' night out. It's just stupid. It's just not okay. In my mind, it's not okay. Now, if it was my bachelor party, it'd be fine because nothing bad's going to happen. But other people don't share the same viewpoint as I do.
That's fair.
I mean, even you don't share the same viewpoint on a lot of shit that I do. And the same the other way around.
So how soon are you going to have it up and running? How soon until the first initial Frosty Dinghy cruise happens?
So I told them that I told my friends down there that are doing the work and all the upgrades that I'm shooting for June 1st. And then I can stick it in the water. Then after when they start getting close, I have to get a captain because I'm not going to let people just rent my boat and take it out. I'm not. A lot of liability I don't want to deal with. So every trip's going to be with a U.S. Coast Guard certified captain. And once I find a captain that I like, I'll turn on the website that I'm creating and they can start booking trips. But I got to find the captain that I feel is trustworthy to run it without me sitting there in his back pocket. See what I'm saying?
That's fair. Yep,
I'm going to pay him I'm going to pay him a little bit more than the going rate because basically they're running a business.
Yes.
I'll handle all the money and all the website stuff because everything's booked through the website. But it's his job to make sure that the customers have a good time without me being there to ensure that the customers have a good time. Or her. Haven't decided. Male, female, it don't matter as long as I have the right fit. Right?
Right. Yep.
And once I find one of those that I'm confident in, we'll get it going. So beginning of June is what I want. Realistically, end of June. And if I don't find anybody, it does not hurt me whatsoever to push it off a year or move locations for a year because I have somebody to watch the business right now at Lake Texoma. But I prefer Galveston because that's where I want it to go.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, hey, that's what I thought. But a lot of people don't see it my way. They think that there's liability rolling around that I don't understand after doing 5 years of research. But, you know, that's how it is, though. Like, and I hate to quote Joe Rogan of all people. Joe Rogan said it best, right? There's a lot of people that will sit there that have never taken a risk in their life and tell you how you're fucking up. But there's not a single person that took a risk that'll tell you you're making a mistake. They're just like, hey, make sure that if you make a mistake, you fix it and you do it better next time.
Yeah.
But you got all those people that have never taken a risk in their life trying to, be an armchair quarterback on your life. Can't do that. You can't listen to those people.
It's easier to take those risks with other people's money, too.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. I wish I had other people's money right now, but it's all fucking mine.
Yeah.
And there's I don't really want to throw the total number out there, but yeah, we are way farther than what I thought I was going to get into.
Well, you know what BOAT stands for?
Boats and hose.
Break out another 1,000.
Yeah, no, I already knew that, and I've broken out lots of thousands now. We're into the double digits of thousands. And surprisingly, I should not have gotten the online fucking accountant device. I don't really think I can say who I'm using, but everybody knows what it is. It's really fast accounting. And they decided to round up all the receipts that I had on it and told me that I'm way higher in the double digits than I really thought I was.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for just an accountant down there, let me get you, I can get you hold of my buddy. That's what he does.
Currently I have an accountant, and she told me that she would like my stuff to be through this online service. I'm sure if you think about it a minute, you'll figure it out. Yeah. But it just, compartmentalizes all your expenditures.
Okay.
Yeah, basically is all it's doing right now, and it's rounded up all my receipts that I've put into it, and it's telling me that even if this fails, I'm going to be paying for it for like 15 years. So
hopefully it succeeds, and you only pay for it for like 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years instead of 15 because it's working. Oh boy,
that's right.
I feel sorry for my cousin. I mean, he's 18 now, and if I die, he gets everything I own. So.
Well,
he won't get the bills, but if I'm not worth nothing, I can't give him nothing.
I guess I didn't realize I got downgraded, but all right.
Well, listen.
Tough way to learn.
You know what? He definitely needs all my shit. You don't need my stuff. You got a wife and family and people that actually care about you. So
that's right. So
me, I have a cousin.
See, so if I remember right from our last conversation about this, you're planning on having the boat is it going to be docked at the Gulf but not going out in the Gulf, right?
It can't go out in the Gulf. It's a pontoon boat. It has no business going out in the Gulf of Mexico, but it will go. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. The Gulf of America, not the Gulf of Mexico.
Whatever.
It's going to stay in the Galveston Bay and the Offats Bayou and that whole water area that's opened up between Texas and Galveston. Like You know what I mean?
So, and you were saying you're going to be able to take a canal up into Houston, basically on that.
You can get all the way up into Houston if you'd like, but
So, I guess my question is there any like boat speed bumps between Galveston and Houston? Is there
speed
anything,
bumps as in what?
yeah, as in like something to keep you from driving as fast as you can down the canal to keep your speed under control?
The fact that it is a pontoon boat and regulations and the Coast Guard.
All right. Well, I mean, I just know you
You
have
do
so much.
realize that on Galveston is one of our Coast Guard bases.
So I know you personally are not real fond of speed bumps. You've had some bad experiences.
I'm not a fan,
So I'm
and I
just
don't
wanting to,
think they should exist in vehicle form, not in boat
I
form. Boat
I
form
just
is
wanted
fine.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to fuck up your boat
No, it's not
because
gonna.
so obviously you know where we're going here.
The next time I hit a boat speed bump, you are not gonna drive it through Minnesota.
Well, no, no, not that one.
Oh, not
I'm
that
just
speed bump.
thinking of a Aladdin guitar player, and he's got a singer from Hot Wheel 40.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just we might as well preface what you want to talk about by saying you've been to Newton, right?
Oh, once or twice.
Newton, Iowa. It's not a big shock where I'm at right at the moment, but you've been to the Moose Lodge.
Okay, yeah.
It burnt down.
No shit.
That was so remember that fire that I told you that when I got off the plane and I drove back to Newton, went into Casey's,
Yeah.
came back out of Casey's and sat there and watched a bunch of people that I thought were trying to steal cars, but there's all the cops over there. It was
Yeah.
because the Moose Lodge was burning down in Newton, right?
Damn.
So the next day at work, we're sitting there and some guy comes over and he's like, yeah, I was going home and all of a sudden this box truck caught on fire at the gas station on such and such road in Des Moines. And he's got a video of that burning, right? And then I told you about it and you had a story about something else burning. So we might as well get into the Ottumwa burning.
We don't need a water, let the motherfucker burn.
Yeah, and we sang that for a while, didn't we? So I'll go ahead and start because I have a better recollection of the beginning of it than you do. So I was sent by the establishment that we worked for,
The watering hole.
the watering hole, to Ottumwa, Iowa, to procure. You like that word?
Beautiful.
Some company shirts, right, for the new hires and people and stuff like that. And it happened to be in the mall on Highway 34, that mall out there. And behind the mall was a road that had whoopties. We call them whoopties in Iowa. I don't know what anybody else calls, but you drive and then it drops down and pops up and drops down and pops up, and I can get my hand in here and go drive to you like that. So me having my little black S10 pickup, thought it was going to be fun if we jumped through the whoopties. And let me remind you that this S10 pickup had no latch release for the hood. You had to hit it with a screwdriver because the handle had been broke off, right? So we're going through the whoopties after we just got gas and filled up the tank at the gas station.
And we had already procured the shirts. The shirts had been procured. We were leaving
I was
the
getting
mall.
to that part. So we got the gas and we went through the whoopties down the backside and then parked, went in and got our shirts. Came back, got in the truck and went back through the whoopties. And when we hit the last one, I jumped it really hard and the engine backfired. Well, when the engine
turned off.
Well, the engine backfired, it killed it. So we rolled to a stop and I put it in first gear because there's no parking brake in this truck and it was a manual. And I'm like, hey, Wes, why don't you hop out, go around and pop the hood open and see what's going on, see if there's a loose wire or something. You go around, you get out, you grab the screwdriver that we used to pop the hood, you bend over to pop the hood, you stand up, look at me, and say, get the fuck out of the truck.
I think it was actually, dude, we got fire.
Well, that ain't what I heard.
Well,
You may have said we got fired, but all I heard is when you stood up. You may have said we got fired when you were down below, but you stood up and told me to get the fuck out of the truck. So I pop the door, I jump out, I turn around to grab the shit that I just got off layaway from Echo, because that was a big brand back then with the little rhinoceros and shit on it, that I just pulled off layaway. And I went to grab the shirts, and when I turned around, my seat was on fire. There's flames everywhere. I couldn't grab shit. And I'm like, hey, go around to the passenger seat and see if you can grab anything. You go to the passenger side and you open up your door. It's on fire. So now the truck's on fire. There ain't shit we can do. So I'm like, it's broke down next to the gas station that we just got gas at, and it's on fire. Call 911, right? That's all we can do.
No. So we're standing there, and a guy from like the Jiffy Lube on the street next to the road comes out, and he's like, do you want us to call the fire department? It's like, no, motherfucker, let it burn. Yes, call the fucking fire department. So yeah.
He did. He called the fire department, but we're sitting there and there's nothing we can do about it.
No.
So there's two cop cars. There's not two cops. There's three cops. My bad. Two cop cars pull in, right? One pulls in at the front. One pulls in back by us. And we're standing away from the truck now, across the street and in the grass. This female cop gets out, comes up to us, and she's on her radio like, we need the fire department here now. We need the fire department here now. And she's like, are you guys okay? And we're like, we're fine. I'm like, we've been over here for a bit waiting on you guys. And then the cop in front pulls up a little bit to the left, but close enough to it that it shouldn't have been sitting there. And the fire truck pulls up, and right when that happens, the windows explode out of my truck. Because it was so on fire that they just exploded. And the fire department's like, all right, we're going to start looking into it. And they go and they start trying to get into the hood, but they couldn't pop it.
You missed some stuff.
Okay, well, my God, throw it in there.
Okay, so the one cop up the road, she parked in a way that wouldn't let any other cars go down that road to the mall.
See,
right?
The female cop was on the bottom side. The male cop was on the top side.
Okay, whatever. But the cop up at the top kind of blocked the road so no one could get in. The fire department took forever to get there.
And it burned.
There was
hot.
10, 15-foot flames coming off the cab.
We're
standing there talking to the lady cop, right? And she's like, wow, you're taking this very well. You own this vehicle? And you were like, yeah, well, I mean, what more can we do? So they're sitting there talking to the lady cop. The truck is parked on the incline in first gear. Fire department's still not there. It's burning. All of a sudden, the truck starts itself up and starts climbing up the road, going uphill.
I hadn't hit that part yet.
Well, the fire department didn't get there until the truck got on Highway 34.
No, it got on the off-road of 34.
Whatever. It basically got all the way up to the 4 lane.
It did drive itself a block uphill because I had no parking brake and left it in gear and the wires were shorting out.
Yeah.
And so the tires were leaving flaming rubber as it went.
Yes, it was.
Because the rear tires had caught on fire by now. But somebody tried getting into so what I was saying was it was the cops, the uphill cop, the guy cop, tried getting into the engine compartment before the fire department got there because they were working on the front end of the vehicle when it took off. He was trying to chop a hole into it because he couldn't get the latch to release. So he chopped a hole into it, got the hood to pop, and he realized the whole engine compartment was on fire, and then the truck started itself up and started driving up the incline. They ripped the hood open before it got up on the street. And I don't know, I think it might have been the cop that did it, but the hood came open before it started driving itself.
All right. Well, anyways,
and that's where when it started driving is when it got exciting.
It drove itself uphill. It was off and started up and drove itself uphill.
A block and a half.
The manual transmission.
And died in the middle of 4 lanes of traffic.
It didn't roll downhill to the intersection. It drove uphill.
It drove up the hill because it kept shorting out and starting. It was a good truck. It always started.
So,
keep going.
As we get going, the truck then drives out into the intersection, right? And at that point, the fire department finally gets there and they start working on it. They think they got it put out and starts back up. Was that 3 times that they thought they had it
I
out? And
counted
it's
5.
okay.
I counted 5
Uh,
times. 5 times that the truck started itself and started driving.
Well, I'm talking how many times the fire department thought they had the fire put out on the truck.
3. 3
Yeah.
times they put it out.
So finally, they get to the point where they think it's actually out, right? And it's me, you, and the lady cop. We're all standing there yet. And I look at the lady cop and I say, "Hey, do you have a gun?" And she says, "Yes." And she kind of
Why?
waited a minute. She kind of waited a minute, and she could tell she really didn't want to say it. And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Well, you saw that motherfucker start back up and drive uphill. I want to shoot the motherfucker a couple times, make sure it's dead." She didn't think that was nearly as funny as we did.
And she kept asking me over and over again, "Are you sure this is your truck?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You don't seem upset enough for this to be yours." I'm like, "Would you like me to lose my mind, freak the fuck out, yell and scream, and throw a hissy fit all over the place? Or would you rather dealing with me calm? Because there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it right now. Nothing. It's in your hands. If it blows up the gas station we're sitting next to, ain't my fault." I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do because that's my only vehicle.
So, anyways, yeah, we asked for the cop, and everything gets done. We're standing there, and I started laughing. I said, "Dude, that was awesome." "Oh, sorry about your truck, though, man."
And I still didn't get mad. At this
Nope.
point, I've never been upset. I'm not angry. The only thing that was bothering me was the fact I didn't get the shirts out at this point.
So I can't remember who we had take us back up to Oski from Atum.
Oh, I do, because I remember this conversation greatly, and I'm trying to figure out how to say this name without getting myself in trouble. But so I called this girl that works at the other establishment that is affiliated to the one that we're at, and she's trying to talk us into staying in Atumwa that night. I'm like, I have to go back to Oski. We had to.
Yeah.
There was no ifs, ands, or buts because we both had to work. She didn't want to take us. I'm like, that's fine. Find us a ride. And finally she broke down and took us. She ended up picking us up and dropping us off in Oski, and we told her a whole story on the way, and then she felt okay about it. He didn't have anybody else to call, so that's why he called me in Atumwa. So then we get to the bar, and then we ran into Shamrock, and I'm not okay with Shamrock in this story, because I was rather upset about my vehicle burning to the ground, and I explained
the fact that flames literally went through the firewall about 2 seconds after you got out of the truck.
I don't know how I wasn't on fire. If you wouldn't have told me to get out, I would have been on fire. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
So we tell this story to Shamrock, and Shamrock looks at me and he's like, "What about the shirts?" I proceed to lose my shit to the point where you drugged me away from the bar that I was trying to climb over and threw me in the back and told me to just stay back there while you finished that conversation. Yeah. And I still have yet to receive an apology for that conversation.
I doubt he'll ever give the proper apology.
You know, I doubt that Shamrock ever talks to me again after the the New Mexico trip, so it's okay.
But then
So how'd your end of that conversation go?
Well, that was, I let him know that I didn't really appreciate it and that he should maybe rephrase how he wants to say that conversation.
I fucked him out of his shirts and
yeah. But I think after I talked to him, he had pretty well calmed down.
I wasn't.
Well, you were doing all right for a person who just had their truck burned up and, everything else. Until I think I put a song on the jukebox that was playing
on purpose
in the truck.
We didn't talk about what was going on with the truck while it was driving itself uphill, did we? We didn't cover that. And why didn't we cover that? Why did we not cover that?
Because
what is that? What was the song? Oh, I'm sorry. That's too much. I got to turn my mic down. What was the song that I can no longer listen to ever in a vehicle, or I have PTSD because it played the whole time the damn thing was driving uphill on fire?
Which is funny because You know, it was like midday, 7 inches from the midday sun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And yeah, so I went ahead and played that on the jukebox
yeah.
after he kind of calmed
What
down
was
a
the
bit.
song, fucker? What was it?
Smooth
By?
Santana with Rob Thomas.
Yeah. So to this day, whenever that song comes on in my vehicle, I have to turn it off because I have a bad fear of my vehicle busting into flames.
That's fair. And I think I've kind of stopped sending you any TikToks that prioritize that song as the music in the background.
Yeah. And do you know why you stopped sending me TikToks that have to do with that?
Death
Because
threats?
I know 100% what stopped you from sending me smooth TikToks and messages and Messenger and every other social platform that we have, because I kept hitting you with roses. I know you like to think your shit don't stink.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, we got into a big, that's a different, we'll get to that story later, but we're coming back
That's
to
fair.
the smooth. No, we're gonna do that story next.
That's fine, because I don't
The
remember it.
level
So
of pissed off that song makes you. Oh no, I got it. But so you sent me the smooth song for years, and every time I got mad, angry, furious, because you knew I could not listen to that song even in a vehicle because I thought it was going to catch fire.
well, and to be fair, before that happened, I think that song was on repeat in the S10
It
for a
was because
good
it was a great
3 weeks.
song.
I don't think
It
you
was
listened to it. I don't
no,
think
it
you
was
listened
on
to another song.
it was on a disc that I burnt on a 10 song playlist
Okay.
because we burnt CDs back then.
Yes, yes, we did.
Yeah. So it was, and we kept replaying the same CD over and over, and it wasn't just me. You helped select the songs on the CD. It just happened to be the one that was playing, and every time that it started playing again. Every
Da da
time that
da
it,
da da da. You know, it's a hot one.
yeah, and that's a
Like
fitting
seven
song.
minutes from the
It's just from the
midday
midday
sun.
sun. Yeah, and yeah. And then I believe Shamrock, in an attempt to apologize, went up to the DJ booth and turned that song on, and that involved me throwing pool tables around for a little bit, and it was probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the old days, violence was the answer. And if it wasn't, you just use more violence.
We always had hockey rules.
Do you remember the looks on the faces of all the people that were standing there when the cop had to drive his cruiser out into the middle of the 4 lane and stop traffic because a flaming truck was leaving burning rubber from the tires? The rear tires, mind you, in a pickup. The rear tires.
Yeah,
The
it
front
was for
tires, not the front tires, I would have understood, but the rear tires were on fire, leaving burning rubber up the hill as it went, right? Into 4 lanes of traffic. Can you imagine what those other people were thinking? Do you remember what the fire chief ended up telling me
no, I don't.
on why the truck didn't explode?
Because we just fueled up, so there's no fumes. It was
We
all liquid.
It was all liquid because we just filled the truck up 5 minutes before it caught on fire.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it would have exploded.
there was no fumes in the tank because it was full.
Exactly. And he's like, you don't see this. A truck that's been on fire this much and that didn't explode, you don't see it. So good work out of us. We did something right. So that night at the establishment, after all of the go rounds with the manager and me not getting him his shirts and me losing my stuff and you calming people down and sending me to the back room and me moving pool tables back and forth for no reason, ended up to be one of our busiest nights for some odd reason. And I decided I'm not working that night. So I proceeded to be a customer and may or may not have gotten a little bit intoxicated to the point where I was sleeping on the back bar.
No, I don't believe it.
You gonna eat that hand? You doing good over there?
Maybe.
Need a nap? Getting fucking old? Can't stay up
Yeah.
past 6? Did you have your old man breakfast already?
My old man breakfast.
Well, it is, early bird breakfast. Supper's been gone for a while.
We had lunch with the mother-in-laws for Easter, so we didn't eat till about 2. So
I ate around 1 o'clock at the family as well.
well, I just spent I think most of yesterday afternoon working on my yard. We installed I must have been 32 bags of mulch, and I could probably use another 32 if I had to guess.
For what?
Just flower beds. Whoever owned this house before, like, did a lot of landscape work rather than just having grass you can mow. And of course, if you don't keep up with it, it just starts to look like shit. So it's one of those things that, and unfortunately, we didn't get it done last spring, so we had like 2 years worth of work to do on them. So
Well, you should have plenty of time right now. So how'd it go? How'd the thinking go?
it's empty, man. It's an empty vault.
Got nothing? Got
Empty
nothing.
vault.
Well, I know exactly how it happened. And you'll understand once I tell you. So, as much as your smooth song bothered me, and that was one of the things you kept holding over my head, and you kept playing it whenever you wanted to get me angry or fuck with me a little bit, get me a little bit overly excited, or, point me in a direction.
I just like to change your alarm clock music to that.
You used to play that song in bars to watch me lose my shit.
I sometimes I still sometimes sing that at karaoke just to know that somewhere you are losing your mind about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't lose it as much as I used to, but you do realize that song ended up costing me $6,000. But
You buy
there
the
was
rights for it.
no. The funny part was the insurance company had to pay for the truck because I missed 2 payments in the existence of my loan, which extended it 2 months, so it burnt down after when I should have had it paid for, but it was still full coverage, right? And then after everything was burnt, I had to write down everything that was in the vehicle, right? Every single thing that was in the vehicle, and I had 352 CDs in the vehicle. I had
You gotta love the 90s, man.
I think it came down to they let me claim 16 brand new shirts that were still in the bag, right? The ones that we got from the club that we worked at, and then the ones I just got off layaway equaled 16. And then they depreciated another $500 worth of clothing that I had behind the seat because I lived in my truck. Basically, I had so much shit in there. And then they had to figure in the $3,000 stereo system that was installed in it that shouldn't have been there.
No.
Because there's no way there should be 12-inch subs behind the seat. There shouldn't be a bass cannon in the back of the truck. There shouldn't have been a $1,000 Rockford Fosgate receiver in there with amps and all that stuff, right? So the insurance company got mad and started, pricing out everything. So it ended up costing me $6,000 because they'd only pay for a certain amount of crap, right? So whenever you brought it up, not only did I have to deal with my truck burning down, I had to deal with the fact that I'm out $6,000, which you didn't know.
Well, yeah, looking back at that, I feel bad about that.
You shouldn't. I mean, shit happens. It was funny as hell. Looking back now, that is one of the funniest things that I've ever been through. Is you looking at the cop going, "Have your gun?" She's like, "No." And she thinks about it for a second, and then she looks at it and she goes, "Why? I want to shoot it and make sure it's dead because the fuckers just keep starting." I mean, it's one of the funny. That's one of the funniest things that if anybody would have been standing there with us, because she kept asking me, she's like, "Why are you not so mad?" I'm like, "Would you like me to lose my shit? Or would you like to deal with me like this?"
What good would it have done?
It wouldn't have done shit. And I'm just looking at it happen and going, I can't believe this shit's going down. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, if you put it in a movie and everybody's like, "Oh, that was great special effects. And, the actors really did a good job portraying this and that." And but there's no way this could ever happen. It fucking happened.
Realistically, the only thing that would have equaled that is off Tommy Boy with the deer on top of the car.
I would have to say it's roughly the same equivalent. It's like putting the deer on top of the car and hitting him in the face with petrified wood at the same time. Because what you did to me was hit me in the face with petrified wood, and the deer destroyed my car. I'm just saying. So it's like 2-on-2. So I had to come up with something that bothered you to combat it, right? And it wasn't the fact that you, first of all, you hate that song by Outkast. You hate Roses by Outkast. You didn't like it, right? And then you know me. I have the OC Dizzle. And when I find something, I latch a hold of it and I'm going to beat it into my head until I'm done listening to it. And I don't care what anybody says. So I played Roses on the jukebox constantly. And I played it at our house. And I played it, our apartment. And I played it at the bar. And I played it in the car. I played it everywhere. And it was Outkast Roses all the time. And you hated that. I know you like to thank your shit don't stank. Right? You fucking hated it. And you told me you hated it, so I played it more because I knew it made you mad. Well, you and I decided that at one night at the bar, as in me, got some extra money from the place I was working at, and we were going to buy all of the B to the E, right? The Budweiser energy drink, the B to the E, when they tried competing in the energy drink thing. And we were told, once I bought all of it, that we need to figure out what it mixes with, right? What liquor does B to the E mix with? So we went into it, and we started pounding shots and pounding drinks and making mixed drinks and trying this with it. And every time we tried something different, right? It was karaoke night. Love karaoke night at this new establishment, right? Not the one I used to work at, not the one you used to work at. Our new establishment.
Kitty cat.
And we're
meow.
and we're pounding B to the E, right? And it's karaoke night, and I knew you didn't like a song, and you and I got into an argument over whether or not this drink tasted like shit or not. And I liked it, you didn't. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I went up to Manderson and told Manderson, I'm like, you know what? I would like to sing Roses by Outkast. He's like, hell yeah, love that song. You're up next. And you went back to play pool. You're back there playing pool, having a great time. We're both intoxicated enough we probably can't walk very straight, and we're calling people names that aren't theirs. And you're back there playing pool, and all of a sudden you hear the song click on. And I saw it clear as day. You spun around and stared at me from the pool tables, which is, mind you, 70 feet away from me, right?
Yeah, that's probably about right.
And I go into it. I am just tearing this song up. And right before the poo poo thing, right? I'm like, and this goes out to Wes. And I said, your roses really smell like poo, woo, woo, woo. And you're like, you slam the cue on the table. You're like, smack it on the table. I'm going to kill you. And here you come down the fucking bar, right? Coming through people with the pool cue to beat the shit out of me. So I go out the front door. I go all the way around the back door and come back in. And you're still chasing me. And finally people get a hold of you and they take the pool cue away because you're going to beat me with it. And you're like, I need it. I need the pool cue. And they're like, why? He's going to fucking kick me. We aren't playing hockey rules. I'm going to fucking murder him. He's going to kick me. I need the pool cue because I need the reach. So with that, I'm laughing so hard. I'm laughing so damn hard that I can't even, and the whole time I'm still singing woo, woo, woo at you, and you're losing your stuff. 3 people got a hold of you. Somebody took your pool cue and you're trying to murder me. It was a good time. And then for the next 6 months, I'd sneak that song in there and you just look at me like, you want to go? Like, do you really want to go? I'm like, hell yeah, let's fucking roll, bitch. Go grab your pool cue.
That must have been early in the days there at the new establishment, because I got to a point where I got very old very quick there. It didn't give 2 shits.
I'm telling you, that was within probably 3 months of my truck burning down. Because remember, that other thing happened where I had to move happened within that same 3 months, right? So there was
Yeah.
still a lot of energy there, right? When I had to move out and I had to go now, and you let me move into your other bedroom in your apartment, that all happened within that 3 month period. Like,
So I would say one of the best things that we used to do, and I miss it to this day, is we had Sunday access and ally. And so I would say this. I am one of, I guess I don't know. I haven't played with a shit ton of people, but I'm one of the few that I actually feel like I'm pretty successful using Japan, which,
Japan's difficult.
but so like I always felt like my job as Japan, and you will know this, I loaded up with subs and I kept America out of Europe.
So we need to go back, hold on to this side because I want to bring somebody in for it.
All right.
I want to bring in Craig.
Sounds cool. I love it.
So I definitely, dude, I have to talk to Craig, but I think he's going to be down. He is the one that had the whole fucking Access and Allies boards blown up on plywood in his college dorm room.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want to bring him in as a third party, and we're going to have a whole fucking A&A fucking
I love
thing.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
No, this ain't, I mean, fuck, dude, I've been planning this shit from the beginning. But I just have to get him to sign up on it. I don't want to give away too much A&A yet.
I tell you what, we need to try to find some other people that want to get together and play.
Dude,
A&A.
he wants to play. He told me if I showed up into his office at Pella and I wanted to play A&A, he would shut the door, and that's what we're going to do.
So if
he is that guy.
So if we have any followers right now, go ahead and you want to play, you think you can play with all of us, put it in the comments. Leave a comment. We'll figure out a date and time.
I will make sure I edit this in because I am down with the clown, buddy. That shit's fucking fantastic.
I miss playing that shit though. You know, I used to have that game on the computer I had back in the 2000s.
We got to stop talking about it because I'm going to start telling fucking stories. We're going to save this for the A&A episode.
Another day.
You know what? I will talk to him this week, and I'll see if the next one can be the A&A episode because I know we're both excited about it.
Yes. Fuck yes.
All right. Go back to the roses,
you'll
man.
need to,
So, yeah, you chased me around the fucking bar with Pool Kill. And do you remember chasing me around the bar with Pool Kill?
Well, I don't remember it being because of the songs, but I have no doubt.
It was because of roses and karaoke.
I have no doubts I threatened to kill you with
yeah, well, shit happens.
I mean,
so
I wouldn't have done it. I would have just gave you a good couple whacks, and
you tried. We stopped and we fought in the middle of the bar, and
yeah, I mean that's what we did.
And that's where you started screaming I wasn't allowed to kick you. I'm like, put down the pool cue, and you wouldn't because you were gonna get kicked, and
and you
the whole fucking thing. I did kick you, but
yeah,
that was because you tried throwing a punch, and god damn it, it was a fun day. And the next day, you know what happened? We woke up in the morning and we sent your brother to get fucking tacos from Burger King. Like Burger we do every afternoon when we got up from fucking the bar the night before.
Those were the best.
Here's $20, go get us tacos. They're 2 for $1.
Yeah.
And he would come back with a bag full of tacos and he was sleeping on your couch.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, it was fucking great. So what other songs that I played that really got into your shit?
I have no idea.
We have historic songs in our history. Do you remember my 21st birthday when we went to Iowa City?
No.
You don't remember that?
I remember going. I don't remember.
You remember going when they wouldn't give us 21 pictures for $21 and then we had to argue for it. And there was only 5 of us there. Yeah, there was only 5 of us there. And they're like, fine, you can have it. But what song was the thing?
I don't remember.
Back that ass up.
You bad motherfucker, go back that ass.
Remember, it was me and that fucking bartender lady out there dancing to back that ass up. Had the biggest crush on that chick. Imagine that. That's what I do. So, you brought it back to the golf course. And I love golf course stories, which are always a good time. And I did talk to Steeler. Steeler said he would be interested in coming on as long as we haven't talked too much shit about him yet. And which we haven't.
Could it and
but
wouldn't.
Since Steeler's going to be involved in the golf courses and shit, and we talked about it earlier, me sleeping on shit, we need to talk about Steeler's basement.
Oh, man. That
Because
thing.
I remember one time in Steeler's basement where
So
that's
real quick
okay.
question. When was the
Yeah,
last time you've been to Steeler's basement?
it's been within the last year and a half.
Okay, so you've seen it since it's been remodeled.
Yeah, he's only got a little corner left.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that thing might be the Pittsburgh Steeler Hall of Fame. It is.
I still have a picture. Remember when I tried getting us that whole fucking Budweiser, I think it was Budweiser collaboration where they were gonna fucking have a Super Bowl party and at somebody's fucking basement thing, and I sent that whole picture.
His house would have been the perfect one.
So remember our old style of moving vehicles?
Or old style of moving vehicles.
We were college kids, right? We didn't have money. We couldn't afford tow straps and tow trucks and
So
shit like that, right?
you're talking about the one car pushing the other car with two people sitting on the bumper with their legs out.
That could or could not be what I'm talking about. Yeah, because it's a safety issue, and don't try this shit at home at all.
Don't do it,
not
kids.
try this shit at home. Okay, so I remember that we used to push everything with somebody sitting on the front bumper with our legs on the back end of another vehicle, all for like miles. We'd turn corners, we'd go up hills.
I don't remember being involved in any miles, but there was some pretty good stretches.
Well, there was that one in Oskaloosa where we had to push the truck up past the gas station and it went down into a dip and then it popped up really quick and we had to get it up on that road until we can get it fixed.
Yeah.
And it took me in between two vehicles and you driving and the other kid in the truck, right? Which was fine. I was happy to do it and I was strong enough at the time to do it. But then once you realized that the truck was in front was going downhill a little bit, you went ahead and just locked up the brakes and dropped me on my ass.
Is that the reason why I told you I did it?
That isn't, you didn't tell me at all. That's just what fucking happened. Why
Oh.
did you drop me on my ass?
I don't know. You're an asshole. I just felt, it'd be fun.
I'm trying to, and that's okay. So now,
Other
hold
people's
on.
pain is funny.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to the CRX that we were pushing in Ottumwa, right? And I was sitting on the front bumper of the truck, and we were pushing the CRX, and we started going downhill, and then all of a sudden you hit the brakes, and I dropped on my ass because we were going downhill. The CRX kept going, and I ripped all the skin off my ass, and you were driving the truck that was pushing again, and you didn't keep contact like you said you were going to, and all of a sudden my ass is all scraped up. What happened there?
I'm going to go with, again, the fact that I'm just an asshole and it made me laugh.
Okay, so we're going to go to the CRX again, right? Which wasn't my vehicle. It was fucking what's-his-nuts vehicle that slept on my couch in Ottumwa, and we had to push it from the pool yard, right? 7 blocks up a hill around the corner and into my driveway, right? So we were going up the hill and all of a sudden it dropped a little bit and you tapped your brakes and I dropped on my ass and you ran me over with the fucking truck. Why was that okay?
I'm pretty sure that was someone else.
No, that was you. And in my truck, the Scottsdale is what we were pushing it with. And you were driving that because I was the bumper pusher. And you tapped the brakes on purpose just to run me over. I didn't get hit by the truck because my truck stood tall enough. You were just proving a point.
Can I just say how much I wish I had that Scottsdale today?
That Scottsdale is fucking awesome.
Like, so you
So
had the
sad that I rolled
Scottsdale, and I had another Chevy truck at the time. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, no, you didn't have the Chevy truck at the time. You had a fucking little car.
The Daytona?
When I had the Scottsdale, you had the Daytona. Yep, you had the Daytona when I had the truck.
So I got the Daytona after that yellow truck got destroyed. And that thing was
Exactly,
awesome.
and I got the Scottsdale after the yellow truck.
That thing was great.
Do you remember what happened to the Scottsdale?
You mean other than you rolling it?
Do you know why I rolled it?
No, I don't remember if I do.
All right. Well, I remember why I rolled it. And I remember that Scottsdale had a lot of problems. But I also remember that the Scottsdale had a topper.
Yeah. And the spare tire on the front, mind you.
On the front. Yes, it did. But what did we do with that topper? Oh, that's right. In the middle of winter, we would pile a bunch of blankets and a bunch of people in the back of the truck. And two of us would be up with the heater, and a whole crowd of people, like 5 to 10 people, would be in the back under like 20 blankets as a group, huddling together for warmth. And we would go on long road trips with these people in the back of the Scottsdale. And it was probably warmer in the back of the Scottsdale than it was in the front of the Scottsdale.
And I'd like to remind everybody that was a different time, and you shouldn't ride into the back of pickups anymore.
Or what?
Or you could fall out and get your head run over and lose an eye.
Yeah, see it.
I don't know.
You shouldn't
It
ride in the
doesn't
back.
matter.
Whatever. You're
it
trying to
doesn't
do a
matter.
disclaimer. I got you. You're trying to do the right thing. I get it.
My kids listen to this. Don't ride in the back of pickup trucks, kids.
There you go. And if you do ride in the back of a pickup truck, do not sit up on the top of the edge of the pickup truck at all. You have to be within at least the wheel well of the pickup truck.
Yes.
Or you can get tossed out.
My yellow truck had a topper on it.
Your yellow
And
truck was it.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word I was looking for.
And I was driving back from picking up a guy at the airport one time in Des Moines. We're driving down 163, and it was windy as fuck. And we went under the overpass, I think, for Monroe City. And because the wind stopped when I went underneath the overpass and it picked back up, it literally broke the screws that were holding that topper on and ripped the topper off that pickup truck. Never saw it again. It was gone.
Go on, sister. Go on.
All right. Are we ready for the recipe of the night?
Knock the recipe out, bro.
All right. So jungle juice, right?
Jungle juice recipe. Here we go.
This will knock you out. You won't even know it's happening. So I like to use a Gatorade bucket. I think those are what, 5-gallon buckets? Maybe 6-gallon buckets?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Gatorade spigots.
Yeah, the one that have the spigot on the bottom so you can just press the
There's
button.
3 to 5. We got it. Yeah.
So then what I do is I use 2 bottles of Everclear. 2 bottles of the cheapest vodka you can find. I don't know if the vodka actually brings anything into it. You could probably just get away with the Everclear. But
I enjoy Barton's.
you might need to talk to a psychologist. But anyways, 2 bottles of Everclear, 2 bottles of vodka in the 5-gallon container, Gatorade container. And then what I would do is I would throw in 2 cans of the powdered, pre-sugared Kool-Aid, right?
Wait. How much?
2 cans. And I would pour all that in, and then I would add water to fill up the container. And I would the organization would take this arm and just stick it in the container and stir it all up. Your arm will come out whatever color the Kool-Aid is. Just accept it. It's worth it. But those sons of bitches are like 2.5 feet deep. There's not a spoon 2.5 feet deep. You're yay deep in the motherfucker. Just stir it up.
All right, we'll go with the big stirring apparatus.
Yeah. If you can find a boat oar that hasn't been used, maybe use that. But anyways, then you fill it up the rest of the way with water. I don't do math too well sometimes, but I mean, it was enough alcohol in there where if you have 3 cups of that, usually you were walking out, but you were stumbling hard.
That's seriously what we're going with on this one.
That's what we're going with.
Outstanding.
It's called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
Well, I guess. I think it should be Dr. Parker, but...
It's called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.